Hey folks, how you doing? We're down here in Lindo Lake. What a beautiful day. Yeah, it's a little overcast, but hey, it's all about cars. Now, this is my second Alfa Romeo that I've had in about the last month. This is probably an Alfa Romeo for a family that either mom or dad still like to go fast and still like to cut the corners. But unfortunately, you got kids, groceries, soccer balls, and camping gear. There's nothing you can do about it. This is the Stelvio Tributo. This is all-wheel drive, and I'm telling you what, it is a blast to drive. Great driver's seat, great bolstering. You can adjust it accordingly. You've got Verde Green, and I've been doing a kind of a survey as to whether you like it or not, and I have to say most people do enjoy this color. 2-liter inline 4-cylinder, 280 horsepower turbocharged, 8-speed automatic, active suspension, which really adjusts accordingly when you're going into the turns, especially if you go back up in the mountains. You have blind spot monitoring, cross traffic, lane departure, adaptive cruise control. You've got front and rear park assist, which keeps you totally in check with what's going on out on the road. Backup camera, rain sensing wipers, which we've had to use here lately. Heated washers. You don't think about heated washers, but if you need to get water on the windshield and they're frozen, it's almost impossible to do. 12.3 cluster, so it's not the biggest, but it definitely is doable. It's bright, it's clear, it's easy to read. 8.9 navigation and radio screen. So you got two screens, one in the instrument panel and then one on the center dash. So, you've got pretty much all you need right there. Harman Kardon 14 speaker sound system, which is definitely good enough for me. You got power sport seat bolstering, like I had mentioned, where it could pull you in and tighten you right up. 8-way driver and passenger, wireless phone charger. And this is an interesting one. It's right at the center console, and it kind of squishes between the lid and the front of it, so you're not in the way of putting stuff in your center console. You've got aluminum paddle shifters. You can mount those two ways. Okay, you can mount them solid on the steering column, or you can mount them on the steering wheel. There are people that like it on the column, and some people like it on the steering wheel. I personally like it on the column because if I'm going into a turn, all I have to worry about is where the wheel is. I don't have to go looking for the paddles. The paddles are always in the same exact place, no matter where I put my hands on the wheel. I like them. They're rather large, I have to admit, but that's the Alfa way. They want to make sure you can get to your shifting at all times. Aluminum heated front, rear, and steering wheel, which is nice. Not ventilated, though. I guess they're not interested in that so much. 21-inch tire and wheel package. Beautiful blacked out wheels with red Brembo calipers for extensive braking when you go diving into the turns. You've got body color kit. If you'll notice, all the wheel well moldings are the same color. Now the mirrors are not. And if you'll notice, it's got the green, white, and red, which is your Italian flag, which is a little tribute to the fact, if you didn't know, Alfa Romeo was Italian. Dual panel sunroof, 22 city, 28 highway, 24 combined. Not bad. That goose likes this car, let me tell you. We're probably going to take it for a ride. 4-year, 50,000-mile basic warranty, 4-year, 50,000-mile powertrain. Better than 336, so I got to give them props for that. Some of the options that are on it, they charge you, I almost had a heart attack, $2,200 for the paint job. When you're seeing paint jobs on other cars, it's $795, $895, but they're going to get you for $22. But you have other options: lane keep assist, highway assist, traffic signs. Now, I never really care much about traffic signs because wherever we drive around San Diego, you can always see where signage is. But I just came back from a trip cross country. You don't have that option in middle America. You could be going down a stretch of road and not have a clue what the speedometer or what the speed is. This is helpful. The car I was driving had that option. I loved it. Kept me well in line and out of trouble. Driver attention alert, blind spot monitoring alert, and anti-theft. I love it when the factory puts an alarm system. I don't want somebody taking a pair of side cutters and cutting the wiring harness to put an alarm in. And then what do? Right here on the window, they'll put, has an alarm on it. Here's the make and model. And the crooks, all they got to do is look it up on their little handy dandy Google and find out how to bypass it. So just thought I'd bring that up. Base price, $55,995. Paint, $2,200. Performance package, only $700. I almost thought it was just a misprint. Destination, $1,995. So you're looking at $60,890. Okay. The only other downside, if there was, there's not a lot of dealers around. So you've got to find a dealer in your area that can take care of all your needs. All right. Let's take a walk to the front because I'm going to show you one of the things that Alfa is noted for right here at Lindo Lake. All right, so now we're at the front of this 25 Alfa Romeo Stelvio Tributo all-wheel drive. This is it right here. If you don't know anything about cars, you'll always know what kind of a car it is with this grille and this logo, even though it says Alfa Romeo. That has been distinctive for as long as Alfa has been building Alfas. I love the lower valance, and you notice how high it is, so you don't have to worry about hitting a curb, because, man, that's the worst. Beautiful headlight design. I love the way it cuts the lines all the way across. Again, not a lot of chrome, and I'm glad that they're staying away from chrome. Wheel well openings, tires fit well, got a little ground effects going between the front and rear wheels. Not just a strip, but stylish, if you ask me. Even though the roof rack doesn't look like a functional roof rack, but it is. You can put bicycle carriers and what have you, and it's pretty beefy. It's got railing on both sides to lock it. And you could get all your parts from the parts department. Nice detail. A black Napa leather on the inside with red piping to accent that green. You got the chrome pedaling on the front. And it's a typical Alfa. It's got the center knob for suspension adjustments, your shifter in the center. And then you can see on the center console where the phone goes down the middle. You've got, it's interesting that the emblem itself in the center of the steering wheel has no color. It's just silver and black, which I thought was interesting. Got your room inside for small items. Door panel handles your water bottles and what have you that you need. Because you know what happens when you get a car like this, you load it up with usually too much stuff. I personally like to keep my cars empty. It keeps the riffraff from climbing in and doing dubious things. I like the openness of the back door. It looks like you've got a center armrest in the center. And the way the seats look like they're set up, you can lean back, which is an interesting touch. So you got that with your cup holders. Very nicely done. Very comfortable. I haven't been in the back seat yet, but I did take some people out last night, and they thought it was very comfortable. I like the fact that we didn't mention it, but on the Brembo brakes, they did take the calipers and put Alfa Romeo on it, which I thought was a nice touch. All right, so let's see if this works, okay? I don't do this a lot, but let's give it a try. See? I told you. You think? The photog comes through again. Come on, fella. Come on. Guess I didn't do it. Okay. Hey, look how big that is. Jeez Louise. And look at all the tie downs. Look at massive woofer here. Nice chrome tie downs if you're going to carry some, maybe like a dog crate. Got your little air compressor, your little tool kit. A lot of storage space underneath there. I'm just curious. I haven't opened this up, so I'll be interested to see. Oh, okay. That just looks like books and what have you, just more maintenance items. You can drop your seats by pulling on these levers, which is really nice. You can just you can see how they go forward a little bit. kick it back just a little bit. So you got nice. Works good. Works good. Nice tonneau cover. You could put stuff up here if you were tailgating or having lunch or what have you. Very well. All done very nicely. Attention to detail. You've got your big exhaust pipes on the back and your air diffuser. Again, just like we talked about before, right there at the bottom. That's what keeps where you get your fuel mileage, and it gives, and your handling as far as going down the freeway. That's nice. Gives you a little alert not to knock yourself in the head. So that's the Stelvio, all put out by Alfa Romeo. I just recommend that you give it a shot. Yeah, Mercedes and Audi would probably be the competitor in this line in this price range. At least take a look at it. So that's the 25 Alfa Romeo. And it is the Stelvio Tributo all-wheel drive, and there's more for you to look at on the website. Hey, we're going to check out some more cars. We'll see you down the road. Check out my face or YouTube, Mr. Dave Stahl. Share and subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. Just want to see if I can get up to a million views and hits. Hey, the kids can do it. The old guys can do it.